2, 1.
I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you what I did. Made a promise, then I hid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you what I did. I fell off a bridge into a light beam. I'll share with you too. Help get it right. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Welcome back, everyone, to Musical Chairs Osmosis live book reading. This is the 11th episode of Chapter 1 continued. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Behind the camera, we have Faith Keeper. Hi, Faith.
Hi, everyone.
We're back to Musical Chairs Osmosis. No comments and responses again. We're going to do that at the end. I think we have this episode and another one before we go into Faith's perspective and my responses and anyone else's if you'd like. Write something interesting and we'll probably comment on it. Let's get back, though, right to this so we can keep on with our live book reading of Musical Chairs Osmosis. Right, Faith?
Right. Ask questions.
Yep, this is all about questions. The last episode was about, we kind of ended with the asking the questions, and I almost felt like a preacher at the end, and I don't want to be a preacher. I'm not. I'm just a person sharing my story, just like everyone else really is. And if it helps someone else, that's great. If it offends anyone, sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just sharing my story so that other people know what happened to me and so that I have a record for myself. So we move right into the questions here. Who do you know that can take a live person like me and stop time? I fell from a bridge. Time stopped. I was held in place. I saw the veil of light. I was comforted, loved. I left my body, and you'll know the sequence as it never changes for me once it happens to you. In other words, I think it's close to the same as far as I know from what other people say. After that, I left my body and flew around as light. The veil of light became brighter and brighter until I was blinded. I went through other blue, purple, and black light places. The bright white light asked me without words if it was okay to watch my life through my eyes with me. We watched my life from the most previous event backwards together instantly, and why I am trying to answer these questions or rule them out as possibilities. This was at 14 years old. So I'm not talking about a timekeeper like with a stopwatch on a TV show or at a starting line for a track event. I'm talking about an entity of bright white light that can stop time for me while everyone else keeps going on with their life. It was hard for me to believe this because I watched my entire life from 14 years old in perfect order back to my birth. The details were so exact that I thought I was reliving my life again. Then I watched my previous lives with the same level of detail. I watched them all in a second. How could I have watched my entire 14 years of life in a second along with my previous lives? I can't answer this question for you, although that is the best and most accurate way for me to describe what happened to me for you to understand. It all happened to me in a second. My entire experience took a second to watch. I was late to dinner because I was shocked by how the bright white light did everything so easily. I wasn't late because my life took so long to watch. I was late because I was grateful to be alive, grateful to be held, grateful to be comforted, grateful to see my life again, and of course I was grateful I didn't have a scratch on me. Thank you, Penelope, for chiming in there with me. Who do you know that could take anyone and hold them from hitting the ground, holding them in midair? Who and what held me is no secret to me. It is all the same loving force of our Father, the bright white light. My promise would be complete if this was all I had to do. I have to convey what happened to me to others. When I get to that point, or to this point, I lose a lot of would-be followers. Not too many have heard my story believe I was held in midair by an all-loving, blindingly bright white light. When I share that I was held in midair and then put back to where I fell from, the list of believers gets real short. Some think I am claiming that I did the feat, but it wasn't me. I am no magician. I can make chocolate chip cookies disappear, but only because they taste good. I think the right one. God knows I think because of my intent. That is what matters. You see, that's what matters when you're in the bright white light. I think that's how you communicate the best. It's through your intent or your will. Who do you know that can show me the veil of light? I have already met the entity that can perform this task with ease. Friends of mine have also been in touch with the bright white light and describe what happened to them. Our experiences are always closely related to how things happen to me. A new friend has had a similar experience to mine, but he achieved this experience without having to be close to death or in peril. He meditates and has what is now referred to as a spiritual transformative experience. The STE is the acronym. It is a common enough experience that it has an acronym. This is the closest I have come to knowing others who have some sort of trigger or way to the light or the veil of light that guides them through their STEs or through our NDEs, OBEs. There's tons of acronyms, but all experiences while being in the presence of the bright white light. Who do you know that can take a live person like me and comfort me while hanging in midair and doing all these other things all at the same time? I was held from every direction. I was held and enveloped by the light. It comforted me, communicated with me, and began to calm me down, and let me back up. It comforted me, communicated with me, and I began to calm down and accept my circumstances. Because it surrounded and enveloped me right away, I was afraid. The light sensed this and conveyed it wasn't going to hurt me, through intent. It continued to convey love, warmth, and comfort in a way I can't describe, except it was all around me and in me simultaneously. Who do you know that could have released me from my current body? This is the question that I really held inside for a long time. That the bright white light held my body in mid-air was a bit hard for me to understand and believe at first. That is why I was late for dinner. I had to decide to tell the truth even though I knew the consequences. The next moment surprised me even more when I left my body automatically. How was it done? Who could have done this? It was not a cloaked figure manning a boat between life and death. There was no one on a throne or wearing a crown. My answer was that the bright white light was responsible for everything I could not explain, because I couldn't explain that either. Who do you know that might have given me the power to turn into light? This is kind of a trick question. I left my body so instantly, so I thought I was turned into light at first. Later I realized I was always light. As light, I can run my body through its electrical or nerve system. Who could be responsible for this? Did someone give me the power to turn into light, or is it an automatic occurrence? It took me a long time to understand this, and it is still hard for me to believe, but I accept it more now. I cannot just do these things any time I want, so I know it wasn't me who turned me into light. In my humble opinion, we don't turn into light because we are light all the time. Faith, how far along are we?
10 minutes.
Okay, so I can keep going for a little
No,
bit.
8 minutes.
8 minutes?
Yeah. Sorry, eyes aren't that good.
Oh, well, neither are mine, but I'm not wearing glasses tonight. How do you like that?
You're doing pretty good.
It's a little fuzzy. I just keep making the letters bigger and bigger. On with the next question. Who do you know that gave me the ability to fly around outside my body as light? It wasn't me. I know it wasn't me because I have tried to duplicate what happened to me over and over in my mind and cannot produce an answer. No, I did not jump off the bridge again to see if I could duplicate that. We don't do that. Don't tempt fate. If you saw how far I had to hit before I hit the ground, you wouldn't even think about jumping off that bridge. Yet I flew around the train trestle to the next 2 bridges south of the trestle, not even thinking about the dangers at all. I just flew around. I just kept looking around all over. I was just curious. These 2 bridges are the Shoreline Boulevard Bridge for automobile traffic between Mound and the Wilshire Boulevard Bridge to the island. I could have gone anywhere I wanted. I just know it will happen again, but not because I want it to, but because I will receive help from the bright white light. The bright white light is the only constant in my entire life. Who do you know that can take me from within the bright white light or other places that are colorful dark and then to the blindingly bright white light place? It may sound like I am being redundant, but these are the questions I asked right away. Only the bright white light is my answer until I hear or witness a better answer. Who do you know that can record my life or your life for that matter? I am certain you may have your own answers, but it is the bright white light to me. Who do you know that can ask to watch your life through your eyes with you? Only one entity can do all these things so fast that it seems automatic to us. I only know a few people in the world that can multitask 1, 2, and maybe even 3 simple tasks at once. I only know one entity that can do anything it wants with no limit on how many tasks it can perform for all of us simultaneously. Yes, that means 8 billion of us currently, and I call it the bright white light. Who do you know that could keep your whole life in order for you? I can't keep my own home in order every day, much less my entire life. I watched every scene of my life, and it was all in perfect order with loving attention. It was done like a father would for a son or daughter, or a mother. Who do you know that could show us our little sister before birth or births? Same answer for all these questions, but I didn't know that at 14 years old. When I regained the experience in 2001, I could do a lot of research online with a computer and because of the internet. In 2020, I can do all my research on a smartphone. I can write down my ideas by voice command. In our current state of technology, comparing it to the technology of the light, we are not even in the infantile stage yet. Who do you know that can save you from falling from a bridge and put you back? I think the answer is clear to me. It is getting clear for you to understand. Or is it getting clear for you to understand? Who do you know that can retain your memories for you? Wait until the right time and then put the memories back in you at a later date. I think the answer is clear to me. Is it getting clearer for you to understand? I have a million questions, and when I had quite a few answered, I asked Faith to write a book with me. We called the book Musical Chairs, The Mystery. We did the paintings for the book and had to edit it completely because we could not use real names or places of anyone without a release from them or their agent. I'm not going to go into the details. You can look it up online. So we changed the names and the places. I became Drift Lucky Walker and have since added Kid. So I'm Drift Lucky Walker Kid. Plus I made that song and the kid fit in perfect. Of course, Faith Keeper was chosen because my honey needed a pen name too. The book was our first effort to tell others, so I started with my family. Isn't that what anybody would do? All the subheadings identify who the story was written for in each chapter. Musical Chairs, The Mystery is now the past. The past is in the foreword and the introduction of this book, Musical Chairs, Osmosis, because my family is now in the past. Lucky and Faith move forward, and we are always excited about the future. Musical Chairs Osmosis is the past revealed to tell the future. Life is a trip, and my trip this time had me confused and distracted for a while because of the past. Since 2001, the bright white light intervening has kept me right on track. So how are we doing now, Faith, on time?
14 minutes.
So how about if we stop there, I think?
Okay.
Next week, we're going to get into the physical aspects of the NDE and the mental aspects. We're almost done explaining Chapter 1. And then what we do is we go into Chapter 2. And what Faith and I are doing is, instead of sharing what my family did or my nemesis would have done to me in the past or going over those memories, what we're doing is we've decided to go over what the bright white light decided to share with me. And that was very simply love, comfort, warmth, and it also let me witness a miracle of being held in midair and then being put back up in the light so that I could come back and share this with everyone. So we'll end Chapter 1 next week with the 12th, jeez, can you say that, Faith?
12th.
Thank you, Faith, for making that look easy as usual. Anyway, on that note, hey, Penelope, how are you doing? She doesn't want to add anything. So we'll end right there. Thank you for watching the 11th episode of Musical Chairs Osmosis. I'm Drift Lucky Walker Kid.
I'm Faith. Keeper.
We're in
Thanks
a
for
good
watching,
mood tonight.
you guys.
We had a lot of fun today at a garage sale. We had a lot of happy people. And it's been a really great day, like a
I
perfect
sold gems
temperature.
and crystals, and they were hit.
Yep, you should have seen all the happy little faces. When kids see that, and even the big kids, they won't admit it, but they walk over to it and they tell the kids, don't look at those. Those are just stones. They're shiny stones. Don't be fooled. And then they sit there and they look at them. I love it. It's fun, isn't it, Faith?
Yep.
Thanks for watching Musical Chairs Osmosis. We'll see you next week for the 12th episode. Thank you.
Thanks, you guys.
God bless. Can you even see the lights back here?
Yeah, but because it's got such a bright background,
It's washy.
it's a little bit. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you what I did. I made a promise and I hid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you, I gotta do it again. Erase those two.
2, 1.
I'm. Is this all about me? No, of course not. But we do have to do the song first, so just bear with me. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you what I did. I made a promise, then I hid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. Let me tell you what I did. We gotta do it over. I lost it. We gotta do it over. Let me tell you what I did. I made a promise, then I hid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid. I'm Drift, Lucky Walker Kid.